Okay, since our last video, the only thing I've done to the pants is sewn the two front pieces together. So it's that center front curve. And I've gone right sides together and just that little section. Now how I figured out where to start and stop is by taking this extension piece that we prepared in the last video. Remember that extension piece? And then this one was just called Fly. Prepared those two, and I just want to sew. I want to use this sort of as a measuring guide. So if I put that extension piece up to my two fronts, I want to sew the front within about 2 centimeters of the bottom edge here. So about 2 centimeters above, or 3/4 of an inch. And I put a pin there. And that on this pattern, that ends up being just about exactly 5 inches from the top edge. So you can go ahead and just put a pin 5 inches from that top edge, and then you'll sew at the 15 line, not all the way though. We want to keep this inseam edge free because we're going to have to sew that seam before we complete this. So we stop an inch or two from the edge there, so it's only a couple inches long that we're sewing. So 15 lines, start and stop, and then the two fronts are ready to go. And remember, it is the right sides together of that center front curve. Okay, then I'm going to take a zipper, and the zipper that I found is ridiculously long. I will be cutting some off, but I won't cut it off yet. And I want to work on the left side of the pant. That's this side, the piece that's going to be sitting on the left side of your body. Okay, so I have the left side of the pant here. There's the right side of it. Is that kind of confusing? It's the right side of the left side. Kind of confusing. You want the left leg, the right side of the fabric. Okay, take your zipper, and the zipper goes right side down onto that side. The tape of the zipper is at the top of the fabric. That lines up there. Good. So we've got the zipper right sides together with the front. Before we sew that though, you can sew that and then do the next step. If you'd rather just deal with 2 layers, that's totally fine. But I'm going to do it in one. So we're going to now put on that extension piece on top. So it's like a little sandwich here. The zipper is sandwiched in between the extension piece and the front. Okay, good. All right, so with those 3 layers together now, and I've got a zipper foot in here with the needle brought out to the side of the zipper foot. On this machine, there's a lever I can use that moves the needle. On your regular machines in this room, you can play around with the stitch width, and that also moves the needle. Just have the needle toward the side of the zipper foot. Alright, so I've got my 3 layers in place, my zipper foot in place, and I'm just going to sew. There's my back tack, and I can take out that pin. Then I can organize the rest of it. So I want to be sewing this whole seam at the edge of the presser foot, which is it's a bit of a lie, isn't it, with this kind of presser foot. I want to be sewing it's 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. My edge, you can see, is cutting into the zipper foot, so can't really say it's edge of your presser foot. Alright, and I get this bottom layer, like where my seam comes together, that bit that I sewed, get this side out of the way, because I want to sew this one all the way down at the edge of my presser foot. Alright, so my 3 layers are together. I'm just sewing beside the zipper. That's probably the easiest way to understand it. You're just sewing beside the zipper. Okay, when I get down to where that seam is, I just keep it open flat. And so I'm going to stop at the bottom of this extension piece. That's where I'm going to stop. Okay, I won't go any further than that, even though the zipper is so crazy long. And all the time, I'm keeping my 3 edges together. Push that other seam allowance out of the way. And you can feel where that extension piece ends and back tack there. Good. Alrighty, I'm going to do one more step here. So now see, by doing that at the edge of the presser foot, or 1/4 inch seam allowance, now we've got this little, the zipper is going to be hidden underneath, because see how it's inside the 15 line there, right? So that's a good way of hiding the zipper. All I'm going to do now is edge stitch right beside the zipper there. So I might as well leave the zipper foot in. And I'm just going to come down. The seam allowance is going toward the pant, and I'm basically sewing it down. So I'm edge stitching there, opening this out the whole way, not catching in that other seam allowance, and stopping at the bottom of the extension piece again. Good, back tack there, and then that side is done. Okay, so that's what the left side of your pants is going to look like. Okay, alrighty.